Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on Mr. Bickhams Garden. It's a while since I've done one of these and I thought for this video I might look at I'll show you how to plant some seeds. So the seeds I'm going to talk about are seeds that I've grown myself and they are sugar snap peas. So I'm going to show you, if you remember back to one of my previous videos, and I planted these sugar snap peas down into that little pot there, and they grew up here. The peas were from an old packet which I found just in a cupboard, and I thought I'll give them a go, and I planted a whole lot of the seeds and only one of the seeds actually took, and it grew and grew and grew, and it grew into this wonderful sugar snap plant here. But if you look here you can see that there are some sugar snaps right there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of those sugar snap peas and I am going to plant the peas into the ground. So what I'll do is I'll take some now and I'm going to take these seeds and I'm going to put them into another garden bed which I've prepared, a new one. So you can see there they are in there. I'll take a whole lot out. One more actually, yeah, and I'll get this one up here too. Alright, there. Let us get into it. Okay, there are a few there. So here's all my sugar snaps here, and I'm going to take them up into my new garden bed that I have built. So let me just follow me up here through the garden. Da-da-da-da-da, there's some sage, there's all my herbs as usual. Lots of parsley in, which is really good. I've been planting some mondo grass out the front. I might do a video on that later on with a Japanese maple, but I might show you that later. We'll go past the frangipani here. Here is an avocado tree that I'm growing from seed, which looks really nice. And here is the famous avocado tree, which finally grew lots and lots of avocados, and there are still some on there, and I'm only picking them when I need them. But you can see up there, look at that, there's one there and one there. But here is the new addition to my garden, which is my new garden bed, and you can see in here that there are some other sugar snap peas that are growing, stalks that are growing in this garden bed, and they are actually previous seeds which I took from the other pot. So I'm going to plant some more over here in a sec, but before we look at that I just want to show you some other things that are in this new garden bed. So I'm really into kale at the moment, so there's some purple kale there, that is silver beet down there, and that is some other kale over there and there. And I've also put in, apart from the kale and the silver beet, some spring onions, and we've got some there, some here, and down here as well as there. And we use a lot of spring onions in our cooking, so I thought it'd be a good idea to start growing our own. And apart from all of that, I also put in some Chinese broccoli and give it a go, and it seems to have gone to seed quite quickly, but anyway, it's always good to experiment. Now apart from that, you might be wondering, all right, that looks pretty good. Well, I think it looks pretty good, but you might be wondering, why have I got all the hay in here for? So the hay serves a couple of purposes. The first purpose is particularly during summer, it'll keep the moisture in the soil and mean that the plants go a lot better because they won't dry out in the hot sun. But the other reason I put hay in here too is to actually protect the plants, because I have a lot of Indian miners in the garden and different types of birds, and they do like to, when they see fresh moist soil, dig into the soil and look for worms. And when I put the hay there though, it stops them from digging into the soil as much, and it actually protects the plants a bit, because I have had in the past birds come in and actually dig up the seedlings, and that's what was happening to my spring onions here. So I thought I'd better protect them a little bit. Alright, let's get into some planting of some seeds. So let's do it. So I'm going to plant these seeds in this little part of the garden here. And you can see that I have a bit of a trellis here that I've set up. And if we look up, we'll go back and we can see it even better, going up, 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 up. So there is a trellis, and looking at the trellis you go, okay, that's a pretty good trellis. Why has he got all of those old bean stalks on there? Why didn't he just take those off? Why did you do that, Mr. Bickham? Well, I've left them on there for a reason, because it actually gives something for the beanstalks when they start growing to tie their little tendrils around. So if you look over this side at this one, you can see here the beanstalks are actually got their little tendrils, and they hang on to whatever they can, and then that lifts themselves up and they can grow higher and so forth. But sometimes the beanstalks don't have enough to hold on to with the trellis, so that's why it's good to have these extra little bits for them to tie their little hands, their little tendrils around. And if we look at this trellis here that I've set up, this has got lots and lots of old beanstalks which the new seedlings will be able to hang on to. So I've got my beans, I've got or snow peas. So I open them up and I've got 3 here, and I've left these to grow for a long time so they can get as big as possible before I put them into the ground. So I got 3 there, and then let's have a look, another 3 here, 1, 2, 3, plus another 3, I would guess. Let's see, we might have some more. This one's pretty old lot. 4 in there. All right, so I've got 10. Oop, just dropped one. 1 there, and then another one here. So we have got 10 in total, 10 beans. I'll just move our camera around here. All right, so 10 beans, there we go. And I'm going to plant all of them into the ground here. Sometimes I just get a piece of bamboo and use it to dig holes into the ground, but this time I won't. What I'll do is I'll actually use my little trellis here, my little trellis, not my little trellis, my little trowel I mean. So let's have a look. So I'm going to dig some, there can be some there, and you don't want to dig too deep because then it'll take them too difficult for them to get out and break through the soil. So, and I'll try to put 1 seed or 1 or 2 seeds into each hole. So I've got a couple here, I just put into there, 1, 2. I'll put a 1 over here. I'm going to put another over there, and couple here, and 2 more here, and then just a couple here. And then once you have put the seeds into the soil, then you just cover the seeds up, put the soil over them so they're protected. Get lots and lots of the dirt over the seeds. There we are. And they've actually got a bit of hay here, so I'll put that over the top as well, like that. And then they should start growing in maybe a week. I reckon a week, a couple of days, and we'll have a look and see how they are going from there. So anyway, that is my video on how to grow seeds, and my next video we'll just have a check-in and see how these seeds are going. I'm super keen on these ones here. I reckon they should start getting some flowers on them quite soon, and then we will have more snow peas again, and then we will have a feast of snow peas. So anyway, thanks for watching my video, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.